You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVi, and I lead School's Eye on the Valley. I am your host, Matt Watson. Yeah, you've got us here on your hometown station. Where are you listening from? You know, we can be heard all over, not only the Santa Clarita Valley, Valencia, Castaic, Agua Dulce, Saugus, where you at? But, you know, I recently discovered that our signal is strong even well up into the Antelope Valley. So can you hear us, Lancaster? And, you know, you don't have to dial in necessarily. You can listen to us on KHTS Facebook Live feed. In fact, you can see us. There we are. On the Facebook Live feed, you can see us. That's right. And you can listen live on the website, hometownstation.com. You can download the KHTS app on your phone. Or, you know, if you're just hanging around the house, relaxing this morning, enjoying that first cup of coffee, coffee loves us so much. Well, you can always just tell Alexa to play KHTS on your Echo device. So anyways, our show, Eye on the Valley, is brought to you, as I said, by SCVi and I Lead Charter Schools. We're a network of charter schools with campuses in Castaic, Agua Dulce, Lancaster. Well, gosh, we've got schools pretty much everywhere KHTS is heard. So yeah, we've also got a fully accredited online school. We've got a burgeoning homeschool program, I Lead Exploration. So for more information on any of our schools, our classroom-based schools, our online schools, our homeschool, you can visit us at ileadschools.org. That is ileadschools.org for more information. So we've got our eyes on education in Santa Clarita and across the nation, and there's a lot popping off lately. But like our show says, we also keep our eye on the Valley as well, bringing you everything that you need to know about what's what here in the Valley, and we do it all while having a lot of fun. You know that rider in my contract, you know, the boss has agreed that I don't have to do anything unless I can laugh while I'm doing it. Gets me in trouble sometimes, but, you know, if you're not getting in trouble once in a while, you're not doing it right. So let's see if we can get into a little trouble this morning. We've got an absolutely fantastic show for you. In a few minutes, Matthew Nelson, the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Santa Clarita, will be joining me. If you've never met Matt Nelson, you are in for a treat. He is one of the Valley's greatest guys, and I don't know anybody that would dispute that. Matt, he's doing great things at the Boys and Girls Club, and he's got a great event coming up this weekend. And a little later this hour, we'll be talking to Brittany Appleton and Steve Ruys from College of the Canyons. They are with the Faculty of Recreation Management at COC. And they're going to be talking to us about outdoor education and how you can turn recreation into a great career. And speaking of recreation and education, in hour number 2, we'll have Nolan Draves, the athletic director at SCVi Charter School. He's been on before. Nolan is a great guest. He's got a lot going on over there at SCVi, and he's going to be sharing with us everything that's going on, how the fall sports did, how his teams did, and what's coming up in the winter and in the spring. And do you like romantic stories? Because I'm going to twist Nolan's arm a little bit to tell the story of his grandparents, it's a beautiful story of yes, romance, but also that of some of the highest levels of athletic competition as well. It's a beautiful story. Can't believe it hasn't been made into a movie already, but maybe we can spark that buzz today. You're going to love it. You're going to enjoy our talk with Nolan, no matter who you are. And yes, don't worry. We've got a busy show, but we're still going to make room for Big T. You know, Mom will yell at me if I don't let my big brother come on and horse around with us a little bit. Big T always shows up with lots of laughs and trivia. And if you listen to our last show, it's been a couple of weeks, but if you listen to our last show, you'll remember that producer Sarah and I tied in our last competition. And engineer Patty, well, he somehow managed to come in 4th, even though there were only 3 of us playing. Still not sure how you did that, Patty.
To be fair, I still don't remember either.
So we'll see if you can redeem yourself this week. I don't know. So yeah, it's going to be a great show. All that coming up. But first, you know, I'm looking outside the window here of the KHTS studios in beautiful downtown Newhall, and man, do I love this time of year, don't you? You know, the city trucks are out there moving around. They are gearing up for light up Main Street this weekend. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. Well, it's always beautiful down here, but once we get everything all lit up, I see all the different lights going up and the different decorations. Tomorrow's going to be an amazing event, so you may want to head down here tomorrow afternoon and check out Light Up Main Street. It's just an amazing time of year. It is my favorite time of the year for several reasons. First of all, have you been outside yet? Look at this weather. I mean, it's almost Thanksgiving, but I drove to the studio this morning at 7:30 with the top down. It is absolutely gorgeous outside. It's going to be mid-70s all weekend here in SoCal, and most of the country is dealing with temperatures in the 20s and 30s. So, yeah, I know our self-proclaimed moniker, Awesome Town, it's a little corny, but, I think Randy Newman hit the nail on the head with his 80s classic song. So let's enjoy it now, because before you know it, winter is going to hit SoCal, and the temperatures are going to really drop down to the 50s and 60s. So, yeah. Yeah, and if you're tuning in from somewhere else in the country, yeah, I am kind of rubbing it in a little bit. SoCal is absolutely gorgeous. Santa Clarita, Acton, Agua Dulce, the Antelope Valley, just a beautiful place to be this time of year. But the weather is not the only reason I love this time of year. Nope. This is, without a doubt, my favorite time of the year, and it has nothing to do with the weather. Another reason is football. Football is in full swing. In fact, it's Rivals Week. It is Rivals Week here in SoCal. We've got UCLA and USC squaring up at the Coliseum tomorrow afternoon. Go Bruins.
Go Bruins.
And basketball season has also kicked in. Lakers and Clippers are trying to get themselves into shape, see if they can find their way into the playoffs and make a run this year again. And college basketball, UCLA's basketball team is looking elite once again. Did I say go Bruins? They've got the number 2 team in the nation. They're looking strong. They've got some amazing young talent as well as some junior and senior leadership. And they'll face off against the number 1 team, temporarily, in Gonzaga on Tuesday night. Can I get a go Bruins?
A go Bruins.
And even more importantly than that, yes, I know. Beautiful weather, amazing SoCal sports. What can be more important than that? But much more important than that, can you believe it is Thanksgiving time? I absolutely love Thanksgiving. I really do. Yes, it is true. I love the food. I love the family. I love the football, you know that. I even love the day after Thanksgiving with the shopping and the leftovers. Oh, cold turkey sandwiches are absolutely the best.
Yeah.
Putting up the lights and all that. But more than anything, I love that our country sets aside an entire day that really turns into an entire week when you look at it, that we set aside to focus on gratitude. Think about it. Next week, hundreds of millions of Americans, regardless of race, religion, or class, will sit down and share what they're grateful for. We'll share our thankfulness. And yes, that's nice, it's beautiful, but it's powerful. Did you know that expressing gratitude can make you happier, stronger, and even more successful? It is true. It's not just this fun thing to warm your heart and keep your mind on gratitude. Study after study have been conducted by some of the world's greatest researchers in the most prestigious institutions in the world. And time after time, they have shown that giving thanks, expressing gratitude, can actually rewire our brains for greater levels of resilience, optimism, and positively impact those around you. Literally making the world a better place. And man, if we ever needed it, 2021 is a time that we need people to be more resilient, positive, and optimistic. It's absolutely true. You can look it up yourself. Look it up yourself. The brain is rewired. The brain is wired for what they call an emotional homeostasis. So balance, right? Yes. We go through these rhythms, it's true, like the natural ups and downs of each day and each month. We do have those emotional rhythms. We've got our highs and lows, that's natural. But we kind of our brains fluctuate around kind of this emotional plateau, right? You have like your baseline, and we go up and down a little bit, but we stay right around that baseline. So yeah, we can go to a party or visit an old friend or even fall in love, and that makes us a little happier. But that feeling is temporary, and our brains go back to that emotional normal, right? That emotional plateau, wherever it is. And we've all observed in our friends and our family that those normals, those plateaus are different in each one of us. Well, remembering things that we're grateful for makes us happy. Yes, temporarily, just like that party, but if we frequently, constantly are expressing gratitude, it actually raises our baseline. So by frequently giving thanks, you can actually make yourself permanently happier. It's true. I know. I've done it. People often ask me, and I hear this pretty frequently. In fact, somebody asked me just last week, why are you so happy all the time? And, it's true. My default is very, very happy. Why? Well, because I choose to be happy. And I maintain that through gratitude. I'm constantly expressing gratitude for the big things, for the small things, for all things in my life. So give it a shot. This year, don't let Thanksgiving last for a day or even a week. Keep it going all year long. Now, you might say, Matt, that's not me. I'm more of a melancholy kind of person. I'm not the kind of person that's happy all the time. Well, you could be. Try it. What? What's that? Oh, you're welcome. And I'm thankful for you too. I'm glad you're here. Like I said, we've got a great show. Matt Nelson, CEO of the Santa Clarita Valley Boys and Girls Club, is coming up next with an event that you're going to want to attend this weekend. We'll talk to Matt right after this. I am Matt Watson, and this is SCVi, and I lead Schools Eye on the Valley, and you're listening to your hometown station, KHTS.
KHTS strives to give the Santa Clarita Valley all the information they need. And when our computers aren't working the way they should, we call Resurgence your true source for IT. Resurgence provides outstanding customer service while also providing the highest technical ability. They strive to do what's best to improve and protect your business. For more information on Resurgence, call 349-4114 or visit resurgenceit.com.
Get ready to discover a creative new way to have fun. Painting with a twist. We'll show you step by step how to make fun art, not fine art. It's painting, it's dancing, it's a party. Painting with a twist. It's a little bit of paint, a little bit of wine, and a whole lot of fun. Visit paintingwithatwist.com to find the studio nearest you.
Now located in the patios at Valencia Westfield Mall, Google Painting with a Twist Santa Clarita for a new kind of fun.
Santa Clarita Valley residents now have greater access to the excellent physicians and high-quality medical services for which Providence Holy Cross is known. Providence Holy Cross Health Center in Santa Clarita features state-of-the-art cancer and imaging technologies, as well as board-certified physicians in a variety of medical specialties. Quality and compassion from a healthcare provider you can depend on. For more information, call 1-888-HEALING or visit us at providence.org.
Welcome to the third annual Caroling with Gracie Holiday Caroling Event and Canned Food Drive. This is Gracie's dad, Brian Muehlberger. We started this event as a fun way to bring holiday cheer to our Santa Clarita community while also helping collect food for those in need. We do all of this by doing what Gracie loved to do during the holiday season, singing Christmas carols with her friends and family. This event is brought to you in partnership with KHTS Radio, Santa Clarita Grocery, and the Gracie Strong Foundation. We wish all of you a very Merry Christmas.
Do you suffer from peripheral neuropathy in your hands or feet? One drug after another, continuing numbness, tingling, burning pain, balance problems, decreased quality of life? Are you experimenting with drugs like Lyrica, Neurontin, gabapentin, Cymbalta with limited success and your doctor telling you just have to live with it? My name is Dr. Thomas Pilecki, DC, host of Get Better with Dr. Pilecki and founder of Neuropathy Dr. X. I'm here to tell you that there is now a non-invasive natural solution to your neuropathy right here in Santa Clarita, a solution that addresses the underlying causes, and we're proud to say that we have an 87 to 97% success rate with neuropathy sufferers in getting their lives back. I'd like to invite you to our next seminar, when we'll teach you how to reverse this deadly condition that affects over 50 million Americans today. To reserve your spot now, call 753-9340. This is a free seminar, but seating is limited, so call 753-9340 now.
If you'd like to take your business up a notch, take a look at Elite Magazine.
Linda and Mo Hafizi, owners of our Valley's two leading magazines, the Magazine of Santa Clarita and Elite.
I'm so proud of Elite. It allows your advertisement to stand out. We distribute Elite to 50,000 homes and businesses. You'll find us in 1,900 local hotel rooms.
Discover how Elite Magazine can help your business. Call 294-4444.
Superior quality is second nature to us. Just ask our advertisers.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is Matt Watson, and you're listening to SCVi and I Lead Schools Eye on the Valley. My first guest today, as promised, is Matt Nelson. Matt is the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of the Santa Clarita Valley. He is a longtime resident of Santa Clarita, a graduate of College of the Canyons, who's actually going to be following him on today's show, as well as San Francisco State University with his bachelor's degree in liberal studies. He also received his master's degree in public administration and nonprofit management from CSUN. Matt joined the Santa Clarita Valley Boys and Girls Club as the education director in 2003. In 2006, he moved into the role of Newhall Clubhouse branch manager. Then in 2016, he assumed the position of Director of Administration and Chief Administrative Officer for both Santa Clarita Valley clubs. And with such an extensive understanding of the multiple levels of club functioning, Nelson was the obvious choice for the board after the previous CEO left. The kids at both Santa Clarita branches know and love Matt well, and have a strong connection with him and everything that he does. And community members throughout the valley also have great respect for Matt. Matt Nelson, welcome to the show.
Hey, Matt. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
That was a really, really kind introduction. Very kind. Thank you.
Hey, as I'm reading it, you're coming up on 20 years with the club. What's that feel like?
Oh, boy. No, it can't be possible because I'm only
27. Yeah. I know. All right. So first off, for those, and I can only imagine there's probably only a few, but for listeners who aren't familiar with the club, can you tell us a little bit about the services that y'all provide? It's a lot more than after school care, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's after school, out of school, during breaks. We have members 7 and older all the way through high school. Membership's only $60 a year for the first child, $45 for each additional. And, we really focus on supporting the kids' academic success and providing a second home and building leaders. It's an incredible program. We have everything from arts to sports, snacks and meals every day, mentoring, and it's incredible because, yeah, you're right. It is an after school because it's a resource parents need. You need to know your kid's in a safe place after school. But some of our kids grow up at the club. They might change schools and grow and go through high school, but they'll be with us for 10 years. And it's really a place that they grow and develop. And we're just so proud of all of our alumni. The club's been around for over 50 years. Yeah. So, you're talking tens of thousands of kids who have called the club a home. And we have a site in Newhall and right next to Hart High School and Plaza Rita Junior High in Newhall Park. Mm-hmm. And then we have another site at Sierra Vista Junior High School in Kinney Country. So those are two kind of long-standing programs that have been around. But in the last year, we expanded when the kids were out of school or, working remotely from home. We actually opened remote learning sites. So we had the kids all day. And we're able to help make sure, parents can get to work and kids were still logging into school and getting that, social time and interactions with peers, making friends. So really critical, but we're really happy now because we're back in our clubhouses. We're doing, almost the normal kinds of programming, still being, COVID protocols, of course, but, and we're also expanding. We just opened a new site at Wiley Canyon Elementary School. It's just for the students there. It's actually a free program for those students. So any parents can just reach out to us and get enrolled. It just started like 4 weeks ago, so brand new. And then we are about to open a new site at Castaic Middle School, actually.
Fantastic.
We're really excited to. Yeah. We just keep expanding. So between the remote sites and our regular sites and our new sites, we're going to have had 7 different locations in this last year. So talk about pivoting and, being there for the kids.
Well, yeah, I was going to ask how COVID affected you guys. It sounds like it kind of breached something that actually caused you guys to grow quite a bit more. So that's fantastic to hear. You mentioned that you guys are kind of almost back to normal. You're still following protocols and things like that, but you're back to providing all of your regular services?
Yeah, we are. We still, we're keeping kids in pods and, just maintaining safe distances and all of that. But we've got our small group programs, our mentoring. We're not quite doing, like indoor basketball, sports like that quite yet. But it's still, we have over 100 kids at each of our sites in Canyon Country Ucla. And, like I said, we're expanding. It's, and right at the beginning, like we kind of had to all take a moment there to breathe and say, all right, what's going on? But as the adults and as all the supporters in the community, we knew is, we've got to be there for our kids. Like our kids are going through so much, it's been such a strange time, and we need them to know it's going to be okay. And we want them to, be able to connect with caring adults and that can help them process all these crazy emotions and the things they hear in the world so that they focus on what they need to do. Have fun, be kids, get your homework done. And for the teams, stay on track. You still, you might spend some time at home working from, school, but you still got to think about things. What are you going to do after high school, college, trade school, military? We really want our kids to stay on the right track. So that's what we've been focused on. And even when we weren't able to be with them in person, we would do virtual programs and call-ins and check-ins. So I'm just trying to be there for the kids.
Yeah, that's amazing, the services you provide. And you guys charge next to nothing for your services. You mentioned before, your kids become members for basically a wink and a smile, right? And then you guys also have a policy not to turn anybody away, even without that wink and a smile. So you guys, I know you rely heavily on donations from the community and fundraisers. So how did COVID affect your ability to raise the money that you guys need to operate?
Well, it's really interesting. Everything shifted. When businesses are impacted and not able to operate like they were, things change. We did, we ended up doing 3 virtual fundraisers. Last year we canceled our auction. It was kind of early in the pandemic, but no matter what we did, like our supporters are there. I was getting personal calls all the time. What's going on? What can we do to help? Do you need anything? And our big supporters have continued to be there, and other people who see us, doing what needs to be done keep reaching out and supporting. Boys and Girls Club's a program that people recognize. They know it's good. It has a national recognition. And then in Santa Clarita, it's one of the longest running nonprofits because in Santa Clarita is a place that we care about our kids and our families. Yeah. And we want to make sure especially those who need us the most, kids who might not have as much support as you or I did when we were growing up, but need that, extra support, need that place. And we need to have that for these kids because there's so much potential, and we don't want to waste it. We don't want to let kids fall through the cracks. We want them to find their path, and our supporters are like family. I mean, it's incredible. We actually have our first big in-person event this weekend, so we're really excited. Festival of the Trees, and I'm actually over here at Westfield, the Valencia Town Center, in the old Saddle Ranch space. That's where we're hosting the Festival of Trees this year.
Fantastic. So, you've got Festival of Trees, which I know has been one of your hallmark events and one of my favorites during the holiday time over the last close to a decade, I think. So tell us about the event. What is Festival of Trees?
It's our 19th year, believe it or not.
Wow.
And, I know KHTS has been involved in supporting since the beginning, so we appreciate that. And it's an incredible community event. We've claimed the tag. It's the kickoff to the holiday season for Santa Clarita. We have a big gala. That's tonight. That's sold out. But then what I really want to focus on is Saturday and Sunday are our community days. So from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., we're open to the public. And what we have is 16 beautifully designed by professional designers Christmas trees on display. We have over 20 tabletop trees, so these are like 3 to 4 feet tall, and close to 30 gingerbread houses and some wreaths. So if you love Christmas and you're just like, can't wait, like if you already have your decorations up, like the day after Halloween, like this is where you want to be. Or even if you love the holidays and you're looking for ideas, it's great to bring the family by, bring the kids. We're going to have some entertainment tomorrow and Sunday, a couple performances, and it's only $5 for adults to get in, $2 for kids, and 3 and under is free. And it's a donation to the club, so it all goes back to our club programming, and it's a wonderful experience. The trees, every year, I think, like there's no way they could top what we've already done, but this year is, again, just it's incredible. We have 6 to 9 foot tall large trees that are just gorgeous.
Yeah, and that's the table tops are something that I look forward to every year. I've had one, for the last several years. They're not just, like a tabletop that you would go pick up at the store. These have been, it seems like anyways, professionally decorated. Each one has its own look. They're absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Is each one has its own style, its own look. They're whimsical, they're cute, they're gorgeous. There's always like some ideas like, whoa, where did that idea come from? We have like upside down trees. We have a balloon tree this year. I've never seen that before, but it's really cool. It's really cool. And then the gingerbread houses are just incredible, and we don't eat them, so no taking bites, Matt. No taking bites. They're for display only.
My mom is a huge fan of the gingerbread houses, and as tempting as they look, they're too beautiful to eat. They're absolutely gorgeous, and these are things that guests can either bid on or buy outright, right?
Yeah, and actually, we've already opened up the silent auction bid. So, in the last couple of years, we've learned a lot through the pandemic, and one of them is the value to virtual silent auctions. So, if people want to go to FOTbid.com, you can see the photos. You can start placing bids and scrolling through and seeing what we have available this year. And yeah, they range. They start. Some of them, the bidding starts under $100, and then depending on how bad you want it, and somebody else does, it could go higher. And that'll be going on virtually until Tuesday at 5 o'clock. That's when that'll close. But you still should come by tomorrow or Sunday to see everything in person.
Okay, so I just Googled FOT.com, and it's not coming up. Is it Festival of Trees?
FOTbid.com.
Oh, okay. FOTbid.com, and you said that'll be open until Tuesday. Folks can bid on some of these absolutely gorgeous holiday decorations. I guarantee you, when you're throwing your parties, there it is. It's popping right up. I'm going to go ahead and post that in our Facebook Live feed. If you are throwing a holiday party this year, it's going to be the talk of your guests. Everybody's going to just marvel around that gingerbread house or that tree that you've picked up at the Festival of Trees. So go to FOTbid.com or check out the Boys and Girls Club of Santa Clarita website for more information on Festival of Trees. Now, I don't want to neglect, I mentioned that there may be parents who are hearing about the clubs for the first time. If they're interested in signing up, getting a membership for their kids, you said only $60 for an entire year. It's incredible. I don't know how you do it. How would parents get more information about joining the club?
Well, I'll tell you how we do it. People support through the Festival of Trees. That's how we did it.
There we go. Show up at Festival of Trees, drop your $5, and enjoy the amazing event, and talk to a staff member.
Yeah. So if you're interested in learning more about the programs, it's simply SCVi bgc.org, like Santa Clarita Valley, boysgirlsclub.org. And it's an easy Google search to find us, or, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. You can follow along, see all of the great programs that we're up to, see how our teams had a big donut fundraiser this week. They ended up selling 150, they ended up buying 250, donut boxes that they sold to the community, and that is a fundraiser they do for themselves to get to conferences and their leadership development. So it's incredible, the programs we do.
It really is. Matt, you're such a great guy, and you and your team are doing amazing things for the kids all across our community. Love to hear that you're expanding. Love to hear that things are going well. Festival of Trees all weekend long. The gala event this evening, and then the rest of the event Saturday and Sunday. Go ahead and check them out online. Boys and Girls Club Festival of Trees. Thank you so much for all you're doing. Thank you, Matt, for being that change. You have a great weekend at the Festival of Trees, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Matt. Tell Big T and Mom I said hi.
I will do that. When we come back, how you can turn the things you do for fun into a viable career with Brittany Appleton and Steve Ruys from College of the Canyons. I'm Matt Watson. You're listening to SCVi and iLead School's Eye on the Valley. We'll be right back on your hometown station, KHTS.
Santa Clarita now has its first respiratory treatment center, RenewMed. Whether you've got COPD, COVID complications, asthma, or emphysema, you no longer have to drive out of our valley for treatment. RenewMed is a comprehensive outpatient rehab facility. Along with respiratory treatment, RenewMed's multidisciplinary team includes physicians, respiratory, physical, occupational therapists, and social service professionals. Experience a new kind of therapy. RenewMed on Lyons Avenue, just north of the 5. Visit renewmedscv.com. That's renewmedscv.com.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow, here to tell you about my Giza Dream bed sheets. I made sure that they would be everything you'd ever want in a sheet set. I started with the world's finest cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region where the Sahara Desert, the Nile River, and the Mediterranean Sea all meet. The long staple cotton makes my Giza Dream sheets ultra soft and durable. They come with extra wide pillowcases to fit over any pillow and extra deep pockets to fit over any mattress. Not only that, they come with my 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. And now you can get the best sheets ever for the best price ever. When you buy one of my Giza Dream bed sheet sets, you'll get another one absolutely free. I personally guarantee that they'll be the most comfortable sheets you'll ever own.
Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KHTS or call 800-973-3927 and use the promo code KHTS. That's 800-973-3927 or go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KHTS.
Hi, I'm Tamara Gurney, President of Mission Valley Bank, Santa Clarita Valley's local community business bank. It's been a challenging 18 months, and as we approach the holidays, our bank is pleased to bring you some holiday music in the hopes of uplifting your spirits and spreading some joy during this season. I'd also like to invite you to visit us at our branch located at 26701 McBean Parkway, across from the town center, to meet our amazing team. And on behalf of our entire Mission Valley Bank team, we wish you a very happy and healthy holiday season.
Experience Frontier Toyota's all-new hot and exciting Toyota lineup. Serving the Santa Clarita Valley for over 30 years. Frontier Toyota, the Camry, Corolla, and Prius Kings. They're tops in Tacoma and Tundra trucks. Frontier Toyota, the new way of car buying. Shop from home at frontiertoyota.com or visit their showroom at Valencia and Creekside. Discover a whole new car buying experience with your friends at Frontier Toyota.
Hey, Ned, why are you wearing a cape? I'm a superhero. Ned, you're a Pacific Air technician.
No, I'm a superhero. I just fixed another carbon monoxide leak in a customer's heating system. I'm saving homes, lives, and maybe saving the world.
Get in the truck, Ned.
Have you been experiencing flu symptoms even after your flu shot?
A furnace leaking carbon monoxide can cause the same symptoms. That's where we can help.
When you call Pacific Air this month and order our WOW heating tune-up and safety check for just $77,
we'll give your heating system a 20-point tune-up and do a complete safety check to test for any carbon monoxide leaks.
It's our goal to keep your family safe and warm this season. Our service is so super, we think you'll say,
wow!
On time, great care. When you want the best, call Pacific Air.
Get your WOW heating tune-up today, and we'll replace your old mechanical thermostat with a new digital thermostat free. Get service at packair.com.
It's time to enhance your natural beauty at Hestia Medical Spa. Select from a large menu of services, including an assortment of fillers that can be used in the face, lips, hands, and a variety of other body parts. Get rid of that double chin with Kybella, an injectable treatment to permanently destroy fat cells under the chin. Hestia Medical Spa also offers Botox, Dysport, and Xeomin to help reduce severe frown lines. Experience rejuvenation at Hestia Medical Spa, located on Valencia Boulevard next to City Hall. Call 753-3434 or go online to hestiamedicalspa.com.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. I am your host, Matt Watson, and you're listening to SCVi and I Lead Schools Eye on the Valley. My next guests today are Brittany Appleton and Steve Ruys from College of the Canyons. First off, with a passion for outdoor adventure and education, Brittany Appleton has been an outdoor educator since 2001, something very dear to my heart. She's taught a variety of courses in the Department of Recreation and Tourism Management at Cal State Northridge. Her favorite courses include wilderness survival and backpacking. How about that for college courses? Providing students with an opportunity to disconnect with technology and modern comforts while reconnecting with nature. She's currently the faculty chair for the Recreation Management program at College of the Canyons, as well as the faculty chair for the American Sign Language Department and Interpreter Training program. And Steve Ruys. Steve joined College of the Canyons as the Dean of Physical Education, Kinesiology, Athletics, and Recreation Management in August of 2021, so he's a newbie. Coach Ruys has worked in intercollegiate athletics and kinesiology departments since 1999. He started coaching at his alma mater, Cal Lu, before moving to CSUN, UCLA, go Bruins, LA Pierce College, LA Mission College, and now COC. He's held the positions of Director of Athletics, Department Chair, Professor of Kinesiology and Health, head coach and assistant coach at many colleges and universities in Southern California. Steve believes he is a great fisherman, still an athlete, and loves reading. Bethany, Steve, welcome to Eye on the Valley.
Thank you very much, Matt.
So do you guys have, like, the best jobs in the world, or what?
It's kind of hard
pretty
to deny
fantastic.
that. Gosh.
Yeah,
just,
whether it's working with students or outdoors, yeah.
Yeah, making a career out of sports and connecting with nature and then working with young people, developing the passion for both. That is absolutely fantastic. So tell me, it's a college, an entire college department. It's something that people are getting their degrees in. So why is recreation so important? Isn't that just something that we do on the weekends?
Well, that's what we like to think about. I think our current society, we focus on work and getting things done and being productive. And I think we've taken a step back from realizing the importance that leisure time has in our lives. And we think of play for kids, but we all know that we enjoy leisure time, whether it's with our kids, our families, our friends. And I think this department allows students that opportunity to see the importance of recreation, reassessing who we are within our natural world, how we connect with other humans, how we exist with our natural environment. And in doing that, I think it provides that work-life balance that we need. It reduces anxiety and depression. And then we recreate ourselves, right? We can recreate to recreate who we are and how we connect with other humans and the environment.
I love that. Recreate to recreate. That's so beautiful. You know, our show is sponsored by SCVi and I Lead Schools, and we believe heavily in play-based learning and recreation and how important play is for the positive development, but not just of children. It's important for adults too. You know, my show opening always reminds folks that I'm not doing anything unless I can have fun while I'm doing it. It is a really important part of life. You're absolutely right. So can you tell me the mission? What's the mission of the recreation program at COC?
Yeah, I'll take this one. We provide students with the fundamental skills and knowledge needed to earn an AA degree. in recreation management. And this helps them with seeking employment in the field of recreation and to also help them transfer to one of the many universities to pursue a degree in recreation. Just in Southern California, we have 6 major universities that have bachelor's or master's programs in recreation, and throughout the state there's another 13. So it's a great opportunity for students to study a program that's going to be very fulfilling for them throughout life.
And that is really interesting. A really cool degree to get, your AA and your BA in recreation. But, past generations used to think of a career as how to get your money, right? And you find that career that you're best at so that you can make the most money. But current generations are focusing more on passion-based careers and things that they love doing. And I think that's fantastic. One of my mentors in life told me that, Matt, if you can find something that you're passionate about and get someone to pay you for it, then you'll never work a day in your life. So as folks get their degree in recreation, what types of jobs are available to them? Is this a limited field, or what are the possibilities after graduation?
Yeah, well, this field is growing very fast. So it's just looking at some of the jobs early on, right? Working at city parks like LA County Parks and Recreation or LA City Parks and Rec, Santa Clarita Parks and Rec. Those are all programs that support these kind of jobs. After school programs, your previous speaker that you had on, or previous guest that you had on, the Boys and Girls Club. Summer camps, nonprofit agencies that work with recreational opportunities and event plannings. LA County just reached out to us last month to talk about providing some programs for disabled students and how can we create recreational programs to support them. And so there's a lot of opportunities right now.
And, these are all areas that you talk about that are important, not just to LA County, but these are high priority areas in the Santa Clarita Valley. So not necessarily careers that you have to go somewhere else to do. You can find lots of those jobs available here in Santa Clarita. But, COVID's been rough on all of us, and it's hit certain sectors really hard. So what's the outlook for jobs in the field of recreation? How are they doing?
Yeah, this is one of the things that we have to tie all of our programs to and really look at what the job market is for our students that are coming in. And recreation programs are actually one of the fastest growing job markets out there for our programs. And so you're looking at a increase in labor market or job market by 15% or higher over the next 10 years.
Wow, so there are jobs out there, and there's going to be more. If someone decides for, to follow a course of study in recreation, there's going to be more jobs when they graduate than there are even now. So, okay, you've got me convinced. Recreation is the field for me. I want to go back and get my degree. What courses do you guys offer in your program?
We actually have 5 standard courses that we offer as part of our program, as well as some additional courses through business and humanities, sociology, kinesiology. But our core classes, we have a recreation and leisure and contemporary society, which is a great introduction to the field of recreation and leisure. We also offer planning programs and events for recreation experiences. And that class actually allows students to deal with, as you were talking about, SCVi and project-based learning and play, to really create these events for our community. We have an outdoor recreation and the natural environment course. That one is near and dear to my heart. I've been teaching it at CSUN for, I think 18 years off and on. And that one actually is offered in the spring. So if anybody is looking for a course, that outdoor rec and the natural environment class is offered this spring, as well as our planning and programs class. We also have an introduction to therapeutic recreation and special populations also being offered this coming spring. And that's a really fantastic way for folks to kind of get an idea of how we can recreate in a therapeutic fashion outside of what we're used to seeing in what you and I might think of as going out and going hiking or something. There's other means to recreate with special populations. And then we have a leadership in recreation and leisure services, and that's a really cool class that I think is important for all students and all of us to have leadership skills, because there's a leader in all of us. And that class kind of teaches you how to do that in a recreation and leisure place.
Fantastic. And yeah, the recreation for special populations, I know, is an exploding field as people work with disabled veterans and folks with special needs. That is fantastic. So what are your plans to expand the program to meet the needs of the students of the local community?
Well, that's a great question. We are right now focusing on more of the outdoor recreation side, so we're expanding our curriculum to include courses such as hiking and camping, backpacking, wilderness survival, rock climbing. We're going to do a high ropes challenge class that really builds on our leadership skills within ourselves, but also how we work with others. We're going to pursue internships with the city, with local businesses, with some of our nonprofits. We have quite a few nonprofits that work with special populations as well. So we're hoping to establish internships as part of our program in the coming year. And then we're looking at employability certificates. Right now, career education is booming. There's a lot of people that are already in the workforce but need certain certifications. And so some things we're looking at are the wilderness first aid and first responder courses. The Center for Outdoor Ethics offers a Leave No Trace certification that we're interested. And we're also looking at a naturalist certification that could benefit a lot of people that already have jobs in our community. And then really overall, our hope is that by doing all of this, we can provide these outdoor experiences for the diverse community here in Santa Clarita. Wow. We have underrepresented, marginalized groups that just don't get to explore nature in the same way, whether it's for economic reasons or time. And
Brittany, speaking of time, I've got to cut you off. We're up against it here. But for more information, you can contact Brittany at 635-3050 or brittany.appleton@canyons.edu. Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it. I'm Matt Watson. You're listening to SCVi and I Lead Schools Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS.
Why did Mercedes-Benz of Valencia win the Dealer of Excellence Award in 2019?
Because we strive to provide the most outstanding sales experience.
Mercedes-Benz of Valencia COO Chris Paz.
We know you have high expectations. Our stellar team will meet and exceed your expectations. That's why we were named Mercedes Best of the Best, placing us in the top 10% of all Mercedes dealers nationwide.
Find out how you can lease a new Mercedes for unbelievably low monthly payments. Details at mbzvalencia.com.
Make your winter count at College of the Canyons. Pick up a 5-week class to explore new interests, transfer to a 4-year university earlier, or launch your career. Affordable online classes are offered at your convenience. Winter session begins January 3rd and registration is going on now. Seats are open in Asian art history, introduction to business, film aesthetics, intercultural communication, and more. For a full list of open classes at College of the Canyons, visit canyons.edu/schedule.
When you think about your next place, maybe even your forever place, are you hearing more of this and less of this? Introducing 5 Point Valencia, a vibrant new community coming to the Santa Clarita Valley. A place with parks, trails, and fresh architecture, all tuned to the way people want to live today. New homes for all, with prices to match, from the low 400,000s to over $1 million. Learn more at valencia.com.
Accidents happen, but rest assured Patterson's Collision Center is here to help. Patterson's is a family-owned and operated collision repair facility providing the Santa Clarita Valley with premium collision repairs. Patterson's prides itself on being the only California-certified green repair shop in all of Santa Clarita. They are insurance claim specialists and even offer payment plans for your deductible. For personalized, friendly service, visit pattersonscollisioncenter.com or call 294-1011 and let Patterson's Collision Center help ease your worries today.
A Royal Suite Home Furnishings has been family-owned and operated in Santa Clarita since 1978. They keep America working by stocking heritage-quality furniture made right here in the USA. With high-end design and thousands of fabrics to choose from, a Royal Suite offers a wide selection of furniture at incredibly low prices. Pay 0% interest with your approved credit for 12, 24, 36, or 48 months. See store for details. Visit A Royal Suite, massive showroom on Carl Boyer Drive near Sam's Club in Santa Clarita.
A Royal Suite.
Sweet dreams.
Loss of hearing can affect the quality of life. Santa Clarita Hearing Center can help. They specialize in both preventative hearing loss and corrective measures, including diagnostic tests, new technology hearing aids, cochlear implants, hearing protection, and tinnitus treatment. They can adjust your current hearing aids or fit you for new ones. Santa Clarita Hearing Center also offers sleep molds, swim molds, and musician monitors. Book an appointment today. Log on to SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com. Located on McBean Parkway next to the hospital. That's SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com.
KHTS, AM 1220 and 98.1 FM Santa Clarita. It's 9 o'clock. Time for national news on KHTS.
The president calls it a giant step. Lisa Brady, Fox News. The central part of his economic agenda clearing a major hurdle today with House passage, though it still has a long way to go. Fox's Jared Halpern is live on Capitol Hill.
House Democrats broke out in cheers and chants.
A Build Back Better bill is passed.
As the gavel dropped on a 220 to 213 vote, advancing a nearly $2 trillion social spending bill for education, healthcare, and climate initiatives.
Legislation that will be the pillar of health and financial security in America.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi secured all but one Democrat's support, overcoming unanimous opposition from Republicans like Texas's Kevin Brady.
Build Back Better's crippling tax hikes will kill American jobs.
The Senate will take up the measure later this month and likely make changes to satisfy all 50 Democrats in the evenly split chamber. Lisa.
Thanks, Jared. Well, changes in the Senate would send it back to the House. The president's statement praising passage today was likely prepared ahead of time. He is having a routine colonoscopy, transferring power temporarily to Vice President Kamala Harris while under anesthesia. With COVID cases rising again in more than 24 states, the FDA gives the green light to booster shots for anyone 18 or older in the U.S.
The health regulator says testing groups of patients who received booster doses saw a maintenance of immunity response, though the groups are very small, about 150 in the Moderna group and about 200 in the Pfizer group. The CDC's vaccine expert panel will discuss the issue today, though that agency is expected to follow suit. Eben Brown, Fox News.
Well, several states have already expanded booster eligibility to all adults. In Wisconsin, a fourth day of jury deliberations now underway at the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. America is listening to Fox News.
Puerto Rico is the new go-to destination for investment opportunities, and Impeller is the new online tool that connects investors with innovative projects seeking capital on the island. Impeller takes the guesswork out of investing in Puerto Rico, surfacing the insights you need to make informed decisions and empower your investment portfolio. Visit investpr.org/impeller and set up your account today to see what the island has to offer. Impeller, your hub for investment opportunities in Puerto Rico. Powered by Invest Puerto Rico.
Fever is the leading symptom of COVID and the flu, and the only way to reliably detect it is with an accurate thermometer. Be vigilant and be accurate with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers. They are proven to be inaccurate and will not reliably detect a fever that might mean COVID. Be sure to seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Learn more at Exergen.com.
America's top diplomat has been visiting Africa, where China is increasing trade and investment.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with leaders in West Africa and spoke in Nigeria's capital ahead of a planned China summit with African leaders in Senegal later this month. Blinken said as a sign of U.S. commitment to the continent,
President Biden intends to host the U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit to drive the kind of high-level diplomacy and engagement that can transform relationships and make effective cooperation possible.
Blinken called on African leaders to reject what he called increasing authoritarianism, even saying earlier in his trip that his own country is struggling with threats to democracy, in his words. Blinken started his trip in Kenya, calling for an unconditional ceasefire in Ethiopia's civil war in the area of Tigray. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
The first Native American to hold a U.S. cabinet position, Interior Secretary Deb Haaland, is declaring the word squaw to be a derogatory term, announcing today she's taking steps to remove its use in the federal government, also studying geographic places for possible renaming. A renewed search for the remains of former labor leader Jimmy Hoffa after a tip in New Jersey.
It was 46 years ago when Jimmy Hoffa disappeared from Detroit. The FBI at the time was told that his body was transported here to Jersey City in a 55-gallon barrel, likely buried at the old Moscato's dump. Well, the son of one of the co-owners, Paul Coppola, told me that it was his father who dug a 12-foot hole and buried Hoffa in a drum right next to the dump. Fox Nation took ground-penetrating radar, and we found half-moon barrels in metal. The FBI has told us, by the way, that they were here a couple of weeks ago. They did their own survey of this area. It will likely lead to a dig at some point in the spring.
Fox's Eric Shawn in Jersey City. Another mixed day on Wall Street for now. The Dow down 193, but the Nasdaq's been up more than 100. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
A nearly $2 trillion social spending measure passes the House. It now faces an evenly divided Senate. Goldman Sachs believes inflation is a cause for concern, and it may still have more to run, despite already reaching a 31-year high. Apple is said to be aiming for a fully self-driving car in a few years, which would use a specially designed chip.
It would enable full self-driving capabilities of this electric car. That means no steering wheel, no pedals. It's been tested by other automakers. They're ready to come in big as soon as 2025.
Fox's Lauren Simonetti. And Boeing's 787 Dreamliner production is now bogged down by defects, according to the Wall Street Journal. The company holding off on completing jets in South Carolina. The report says the latest production slowdown began recently and could last a few weeks. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
Is your current home loan the right fit for you? Your historic low rates may be a great reason to refinance, but when matched with an expertly chosen loan from Loan Depot, you could be saving money and paying more towards the bottom line. Call a Loan Depot loan officer and ask about our 27-year Smart Term loan or our 10-year ARM loan. Get a great rate matched with a great loan by calling 866-888-LOAN or visit loandepot.com. At Loan Depot, home means everything. Rates are subject to change. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing opportunity. NMLS number 174457. Licensed in all states.
Thanks for listening to KHTS AM 1220. Canyon Country, California. K260CO 98.1 FM. Santa Clarita, California.
Youth workshops return to the Canyon Theater Guild. Join us on Tuesdays and Thursdays, starting September 7th, for 10 weeks of teamwork and fun while creating theater magic. Our day class from 12:30 to 3:30 will create the fun, pixelated world of video games with Press Start, while our after-school class from 4 to 6 embarks on a swashbuckling adventure with space pirates. Class size is limited, so register today at 661-799-2702 or visit canyontheater.org.
Now more than ever, your child needs a place to be inspired. iCreate is iLead's after-school program for ages 5 through 12. It's a safe and welcoming space to support students' academic pursuits while they exercise their mind, body, and creative spirit. iCreate has flexible hours to accommodate different remote learning release times, and our facility is fully COVID guideline compliant. Come explore how a play-based approach can improve every aspect of your learner's performance. Enroll now at littleleaders.org/iCreate. iLead Schools, free to think, inspired to lead.
Stay warm with Dunkin' with their fall and winter signature hot lattes and hot chocolate. Holiday blend hot coffee is only $2 through November 30th. And if you like to brew at home, 3 1-pound bags of Dunkin's original blend is only $20. Try some pancake minis or a chicken, bacon, and cheese croissant stuffer. Order ahead with the Dunkin' app and accumulate points. Located on Bouquet Canyon in the Lowe Shopping Center and on Sierra Highway in Canyon Country. Both with curbside pickup, Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub. Or use the drive-thru at Sierra Highway. Santa Clarita runs on Dunkin'.
Hey, this is Kyle with your hometown station weather.
Sunny skies with highs in the 70s, overnight lows in the 40s.
Make sure you sign up for the newsletter at hometownstation.com.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
The following is sponsored programming and does not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of KHTS or its ownership.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. I am your host, Matt Watson, and you are listening to SCVi and iLead Schools' Eye on the Valley. During that break, I was catching up with my absolute favorite staff member at SCVi, Dustin, Cheryl Senna. Sorry, you guys are top 5, though. But, I was talking to Nolan Draves, and we're going to get to know him a little bit better in just a second. He's an absolutely great guy. We are coming to you live from the KHTS studios here at the center of Main Street in beautiful downtown Newhall. They're currently decorating, getting everything ready for Light Up Main Street event tomorrow, and it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. You need to stop by tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be beautiful here. You know, I wanted to go back. We had to cut off our last guest a little bit abruptly, but Steve and Brittany from COC, they run the recreation management program. They've got some great programs over there. And, you know, if you are an outdoorsy kind of person or you just enjoy recreation type events and may have thought about a career in nonprofits or, you know, outdoor events, they've got just an absolutely amazing program. We posted some information on the Facebook Live feed. And again, if you want to get a hold of them, you can contact Brittany at brittany.applen, and that's Apple with an N on the end, Applen, brittany.applen@canyons.edu, or you can give her a call at 661-635-3050, 635-3050 for more information. I mean, how cool would that be to get your degree in recreation management and learn all about the different things that they're doing and develop a career in recreation, kinesiology, athletics, outdoor events? Just be amazing. You know, my next guest, as I mentioned, is Nolan Draves, and a degree like this would have been right up his alley, but Nolan is the athletics director at SCVi. He attended San Diego State University. He majored in political science, so I'm sure he's going to be able to dodge every one of our questions this morning. He did his work in education at National University and CSUN. He comes from a long line of outstanding athletes, and eventually he followed his passion and his family's legacy into athletics as our athletic director at SCVi. He's just the nicest guy in the world you'd ever want to meet. Nolan, welcome back to Eye on the Valley. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. Gosh, you know, just talked to a couple of folks from COC who they've built their career around recreation management, and I asked, could you have a better job than that? And if you could think of one better, to be an athletics director. Gosh, what a lot of fun. So tell us, how long have you been with SCVi, and how did you find us?
I've been with SCVi for about 3 years now. I actually found you because my brother-in-law worked for SCVi, worked in Encino, and then came out here to SCVi campus, and he kind of got me in touch with the right people, and I had an interview and went from there.
Fantastic. And now SCVi is a unique school here in town in that it's a comprehensive campus, which means we are transitional kindergarten through 12th grade. So we've got 4-year-olds to 18-year-olds on the same campus, and when you say it that way, parents can often shudder, but it's a beautiful program. If you think about your kid being able to go, and we heard, Nick Kirby, I remember, talked about it at graduation last year, how he had attended the same school from kindergarten through his senior year in high school, and how it just built such a sense of family and community. It's a beautiful space. Imagine your 16-year-old picking up your 8-year-old from school because, well, they go to school on the same campus. And it's just a beautiful family environment. But, Nolan, I can imagine it's a challenge to coordinate a sports program that includes, you know, Pee-wee soccer, which, let's face it, it's basically just a flock of 5-year-olds scurrying around a ball, all the way through high school level CIF sports, and not just a couple. You guys have got quite a few sports going on, and then everything in between. Do you find it complicated to keep everything sorted out?
It can be a bit challenging, definitely. We have 2 different leagues, and, you know, one league for our middle school and elementary, and then a whole other league for high school, our CIF, and a lot of different schools, a lot of different ADs, a lot of different emails, scheduling. It definitely becomes a challenge. And here at SCVi, you know, we don't have our own facilities and fields, so that's definitely a challenge. But, you know, I work with the other ADs, the other schools and ADs in the area are really nice, and, you know, they'll let us use their facilities and fields. So, but yes, it can be a little racking. Sometimes I get emails. I'm like, well, okay, what team are we talking about? What season of sports? Who are you? But yes. But, you know, I love this job. I am exactly where I want to be. I get to, run an athletic program, coach, which is my passion, and see these kids so excited to be back in school and playing sports. It's all worth it.
I enjoy sports. I love playing sports growing up. I never thought I wanted to coach until my daughter started playing basketball and they needed a coach, and I absolutely loved it for the same reason I'm sure you do. Watching the growth and the learning is just so exciting, and there are things that kids learn on the pitch, on the court, on the field that you can't learn anywhere else. It is exciting. Nolan, you and I were talking about the uniqueness, not complete uniqueness because you've got other teams you're playing against, but something that's not very typical of your average elementary or middle school, in that you guys compete against other schools. Just like your high school CIF sports, your kids are getting in the car, getting on the bus, going to other schools and competing in soccer, basketball, flag football, things like that. So what kind of schools do you guys play against?
Yeah. So for a long time, our SCVi didn't have elementary sports where we were playing against other schools in the community. So that was a real big focus of mine for this year, to add that and, give our learners that opportunity to enjoy sports. Like you said, so many life lessons come from that, and confidence is found. And so, but yeah, we're playing against a lot of other private schools and nearby charter schools, and it's a part of our league scale. And this fall season, we had so much interest that I actually had to make 2 elementary soccer teams because we had so many interested.
Nice.
And in middle school, we had flag football, and we have volleyball coming up, and basketball in fall. So we have a lot of sports. It's fun. The kids are really, really jumping on it, and the participation numbers are great.
That is fantastic. Yeah, it's great to hear, and I love. I know the environment at SCVi. It's funny when I was in high school, there were some teams that I wanted to try out for, but I thought to myself, "There's no way I would ever make the team. I don't want that kind of embarrassment. I'm not even going to try out." But the culture at SCVi is like, "Hey, yeah, that's always interested me. Let me give it a shot." I remember the first year we had a baseball team in high school. There were kids that had never played baseball.
Yeah.
The first year we had a softball team, I think there were 3 girls on the team that had ever picked up a bat, and the rest of them had never played, and they didn't do great, but they all grew and had an amazing time. So it's just beautiful. Oftentimes we talk about certain things that charter schools can't provide because they don't have the infrastructure of a big district, but it's amazing the stuff that once you get into it, the stuff that charter schools can provide because they don't have the rigidness. And like you said, this is one of them. That myth that charter schools don't have athletics. We've got athletics going all the way down to our 4 and 5-year-olds. And now let's face it, we all get excited about the Friday Night Lights kind of thing. So let's talk about the high school sports. Let's talk about your CIF sports. What teams did you guys have in the high school that just wrapped up their fall season, and how did they do?
Our fall season, we had 3 different teams. We had cross country, we had flag football, and we had girls volleyball. Okay. Our girls volleyball plays in a really competitive league. CIF and Mega volleyball is very popular, and some of the teams that we play move on to CIF Southern sectional playoffs and even advance in those tournaments. So a lot of my girls were beginners, as you said, and that's fine. But they did awesome. They ended the season 2-8, but the growth from the first game to the last game was just amazing, and the parents can see it, and I think the parents are more excited about having their kids back in sports than maybe the kids. But they did amazing. Our flag football team, again, a bunch of kids that had never played football before, but they learned, they played hard, we competed. We ended our season 0-5, but there was 2 or 3 games are right there in our grasp. And then cross country, that's kind of more like an individualized thing, and we had a good amount of runners, 9 or 10 runners, and they had 6 meets out in Ojai's, beautiful, beautiful courses, And a lot of our runners did really good. A lot of them had never, attempted that kind of distance before, but towards the end, they were all finishing. And our coach, Erica Cedeno, did an awesome job with them.
Gosh, Coach Cedeno is amazing. She teaches Spanish out there at the high school, but like you said, she coaches cross country. I know she coached your swim team for a while. She is amazing. Your entire coaching staff is absolutely incredible. So glad to hear things went well. Sorry to hear that flag football team. It's so hard when you get so close to that one win and it just slips out of your fingers. So let's look forward to winter and spring sports. What have you guys got going on? What have you guys got coming up?
Of course. For high school, we got varsity basketball and varsity soccer coming up, and our varsity basketball team is looking really, really good. It's a lot of the same group of players that 2 or 3 years ago, they set the record for the best record at the school, had a winning record, and made playoffs. So
wait a minute.
Really,
so you're
really
talking
exciting.
2 or 3 years ago. You're talking about kids that were freshmen and sophomores that set the record. Wow.
Yes, we did lose some upperclassmen. Of course, there's some upperclassmen on our team that are obviously moved on to college.
Sure.
But they remember, and they remember what it feels like in a competition. And a lot of them are seniors now. Most of our team are upperclassmen. So really looking forward to that. We got our varsity soccer team as well. That's coming up. Middle school, we got volleyball and flag football, and then we have girls elementary soccer coming up in winter.
Gosh, so you guys have got a lot going on, and your basketball team's going to be exciting. I'm going to have to find a way to get out to some of those games. Got a lot of returning seniors, and so hopefully things will go well with all of those sports. Now let's step it up a level and let's talk about your personal affinities. Let's talk about college and pro sports. Nolan, who are your teams? Who do you like?
Well, I am born and raised in L.A., so I'm definitely a Los Angeles fan. I love the Dodgers. I love the Lakers. I'm even a really big Kings fan. My stepdad was super big into the Kings and going to hockey games, and I still think that's one of the coolest sports to go to live. And then for college, I vote. I root for my alma mater. I go for San Diego State. I don't watch too much college sports, though. I will admit that. I am definitely more of a professional sports watcher.
All righty. I don't know if you've seen San Diego State's new helmets this year. It's the most amazing football helmet I have ever seen. You've got to Google it. You've got to check it out. There's some sweet
I've
lids.
seen it, and they're getting a brand new stadium.
Are they really? Yeah, their program has exploded the last decade.
Oh, yeah. I mean, basketball was really always our thing, and, we always make the tournament and we win the Mountain West, but football is really coming up, and they tore down Qualcomm, the old Charger Stadium, and now it's being built up for a beautiful Aztec Stadium.
No, there you go. There you go. Aztecs are better than the Chargers anyway. I didn't say that out loud. All right. Really quick before we go, I want to talk to you about some of the other things going on back on campus at SCVi, but the Dodgers are in their offseason. They're looking at a lot of these guys that brought them a World Series last year and got them darn close this year, but it looks like they may have to have a fire sale. What do you think? Who are some of the guys that you think we might lose this offseason?
Corey Seager, and that one's going to hurt. He's in his prime, 28 years old, and I know the Yankees are eyeing him, and it just hurts to lose a player to the Yankees.
It does.
I think they might lose Seager, and I really hope not. I really hope they offer him a contract, but Kershaw is a question mark.
I got to tell you, I love Kershaw, but I think he wants to play closer to home in Texas, and I don't mind giving him up. At his age, his productivity's down. I'm hoping we can keep Scherzer. So
Yes. Scherzer would be the and he's older, so he wouldn't come in one of those $100 million contracts.
Yeah.
It's just like 3 years, $90 million. Do it. It's fine.
Yeah. And there's that other contract that didn't really render us a whole lot of service this year that I'm hoping the Dodgers can shake. But that's a topic for another show. You're listening to Sports Talk on KHTS. We're with Nolan Draves. He's the athletic director at SCVi. Don't worry. When we come back, we're going to get back to SCVi sports because I'm sure you guys have got a lot of questions as far as how did COVID affect SCVi sports and all the other different things that are coming up. And I know one of the questions that we always get is, are we NCAA approved? First time I heard the question, didn't know what that meant. We'll talk about that when we get back. And if you're a romantic, I might just twist Nolan's arm to tell him one of my favorite love stories. So we'll get that when we come back. I'm Matt Watson, and you're listening to SCVi and I Lead Schools Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS.
Life's real tests are never standardized. The curriculum at iLead Agua Dulce places self-discovery at the core of every experience, so your learner will be ready to lead in the real world. Our tuition-free charter school is currently enrolling grades TK through 9 and expanding to grades 10, 11, and 12 in the coming years, giving your child the perfect opportunity for continuous play-based social-emotional learning. Enroll now so you can enjoy iLead Agua Dulce's beautiful campus and outdoor classroom for hands-on learning. To learn more about iLead Agua Dulce and our unique approach to learning, visit iLeadAguadulce.org. iLead Schools, free to think, inspired to lead.
Santa Clarita Valley residents now have greater access to the excellent physicians and high-quality medical services for which Providence Holy Cross is known. Providence Holy Cross Health Center in Santa Clarita features state-of-the-art cancer and imaging technologies, as well as board-certified physicians in a variety of medical specialties. Quality and compassion from a healthcare provider you can depend on. For more information, call 1-888-HEALING or visit us at providence.org.
It's time to enhance your natural beauty and well-being at Hestia Medical Spa. Feel as good as you look with services that include body sculpting using the most up-to-date technology, including high-intensity focused ultrasound. Choose from a long menu of services like IV therapy, which is a great energy booster, combats dehydration, boosts your immune system, and conquers hangovers. Experience rejuvenation at Hestia Medical Spa, located on Valencia Boulevard next to City Hall. Call 753-3434 or go online at HestiaMedicalSpa.com.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVi and I Lead Schools Eye on the Valley. I am your host, Matt Watson. Nolan Draves, the athletic director at SCVi, is joining us this morning. And gosh, there's nobody I enjoy chatting with more than Nolan. Yeah, and that includes you, Big T. I know you're listening. So, Nolan. COVID has been it's been rough on all of us, and it seems like I'm asking all of my guests all the time about how COVID has affected what they do, but it's relevant, right? It's still affecting every part of our daily lives, and it's been rough on all of us, like I said. But sometimes I think that athletes were hit particularly hard. You know, you got those kids who were seniors going into their final year that got canceled, or you know, what have you, and you can't do what colleges did and say, hey, come back for a fifth year. You can't do that in high school. So what do you hear from your student athletes now that we're back? You know, what are you hearing from them? Are they excited to be back, or did maybe some of them lose interest in the sport that they were playing?
Yeah, I mean, COVID really put a stall on everything, and a lot of different programs. And as you said, a lot of those kids lost out on their senior year of sports, which could have affected scholarships and stuff like that. It's so heartbreaking. But the kids are so excited to be able to play. It is very challenging. Each sport, whether it's indoors or outdoors, has some kind of different policy, and we're having to weekly screen these athletes, right. And it's not fun for them to do those tests, and it's hard to keep track of, if they're unvaccinated, vaccinated, under 12 or over 12. It definitely gets confusing. We have testing here on site every Tuesday morning for our athletes that are participating in sports that require it. Mm-hmm. I have lost certain athletes that don't want to participate because of COVID, or their parents are concerned, which is completely understandable. Yeah. But it's hard. It's upsetting. And you can see that the kids just want to be out there playing, and you still have this, dark cloud hanging over us, and will it change, and will it get more strict? And so, I'm still not able to rent like indoor facilities and lanes at different complexes and recreation centers around here because of COVID, because of the county. So it's still hanging over us, but the kids are persevering, and we're competing in sports, and we've had all our teams, and it's been successful so far. So I just think they're glad to be able to do it.
Yeah, gosh, we've had our wildfires, we've had earthquakes, floods, all different kinds of stuff, but I think this one's going to affect this generation for the rest of their lives. This is crazy. Now, Nolan, I work with our teachers, and teachers across the country are seeing that they've had to reteach basic routines now that kids are coming back to school, and that kids are having to relearn how to school. Even some of the older ones, our high school teachers are talking about how they've had to reteach some of these basic things. Are you seeing the same thing on the court, on the field of play? Are there certain basics that you've had to reteach, or did kids just kind of take right back up where they left off?
Yeah, I mean, I hear that we have a lot of beginners, so basics and fundamentals we always cover, but conditioning is not good, and the kids know it. They go, we just need more work, coach. I know I'm getting tired, So conditioning definitely was one thing. We all just were at home, sitting there, virtual on our computers, and the kids don't realize just being at school, walking from class to class, walking around. It's like you're moving your body, and you lost all of that. You lost all of that for a year and a half. So. Yeah, definitely got some sore athletes after practice and stuff, and got to keep them motivated, got to keep them pushing, got to get back into a routine. So finding that routine, I think, is where a lot of these students are struggling. Whatever it is, school, homework, fitness routine, those routines were lost.
Yeah. Gosh, get that seasoned basketball team on the court. Have them running suicides every day, Nolan. Got to get them back in shape. Those shots will start falling short in the fourth quarter, man. All right. Our athletic teams at SCVi are CIF sanctioned and NCAA approved. CIF sanctioned means basically they look after the safety as well as the academic well-being of our kids. But NCAA approval, I never realized until I was a high school principal how important what they're doing at the college level has to do with what we do in high school. Can you tell our listeners what it means to be NCAA approved and why that's so important?
Of course, yeah. So NCAA has approved our curriculum for our student athletes, and basically what it comes down to is you can come to our school, you will compete in CIF sports, you will be on those CIF websites. They can see your name on the roster, see your stats, max preps. These college coaches can, follow your sports career at high school. And you can come to our school and be eligible for athletic scholarships and to play in D1 and D2 collegiate sports. So that's huge to be able to come here and still be able to, go to these big schools for sports. Every year we have a few that do receive athletic scholarships in their particular sport, and they're able to do so because, we are NCAA approved.
Yeah, it's funny. The reason it came up, we had a student graduate, our very first graduating class years ago, and we didn't know anything about NCAA approval, and he went out for the baseball team at the college. He walked on, I think it was in Santa Barbara. He walked onto the team, made the team, and then the coach said to him, "Hey, you can't play, man. Your school wasn't NCAA approved." And he called us freaking out. So we had to scurry, and God bless Nicole Padovich. She did just all the heavy lifting and got our school NCAA approved. And this young man was able to get back onto the field and was able to compete. And so now all of our learners, all of our graduates are able to compete at the college level because their coursework at SCVi has been approved by the NCAA. Now let's talk about some of our younger athletes. I know there's a program going on in town called the Final Mile Challenge, and that's open to all the elementary schools in town. Is SCVi going to participate in the Final Mile this year?
Absolutely, yes. We are going to promote that to our K through 6 learners. And that race will be coming up in February, so our learners will complete the last 1.2, the final mile, if you will. And in the time being, from now until then, they're supposed to complete 25 miles. So they have about a month and a half, 2 months to, on their own, run those 25 miles, and then they run the final 1.2 of the marathon for 26.2 miles. And so it's a great way to motivate and get these kids out there. And once they cross the finish line at the final mile event, they all get a medal, and you're in the community, and it's awesome to be around everyone and feeling that energy.
It is fantastic. You know, several years before you joined our organization, I actually coordinated the Final Mile Challenge. It was a lot of fun, and I would get out there a couple times a week, and we would run a mile. And we did that 25 times, and then, like you said, we had our 25 miles. We just had 1.2 left, and the city runs an amazing program where they set you up 1.2 miles from the finish line, and it's actually during the actual marathon, and you get out there, you run that 1.2, you cross the actual finish line with some of the marathon competitors, and it's just a great event, helps promote fitness and health in our kids, and Nolan, I certainly hope that Coach Cedeno is out there while these kids are running, recruiting and getting kids ready for her cross-country team.
Oh, yes. Making our cross-country team run it, the whole thing.
Oh, fantastic. That is great. Yeah. That is really cool.
Yeah, so we're going to give them their cross-country SCVi uniforms and have them try to do the actual whole marathon.
I love it. That is fantastic. So, you know, maybe some of them will be crossing the line the same time as your elementary school learners in that final mile. Now, Nolan, you're the athletics director at SCVi. You're coordinating Pee-wee sports, elementary sports, middle school sports, high school CIF sports. You're a busy guy, but you also tell one of my favorite stories. The true story of your grandparents is absolutely incredible. We've got a couple minutes left. Would you mind sharing the story of your grandparents, who they are, what they went through, the struggles that they dealt with, the accomplishments, and then also what's in the future for the story of your grandparents?
Yeah, of course. I will try to do this as quick as I can. So both my grandmother and my grandfather are in the swimming and diving Hall of Fame. My grandfather is in there as a coach. He coached several medalists for platform and springboard diving. My grandmother won 2 gold medals in 1948 in London for springboard and platform diving, and she became the first woman to double gold in her sport, but also maybe more importantly, she was the first Asian American to win a gold for the U.S. Wow. It was in 1948, so this was after World War II and the bombing of Pearl Harbor, and there was a lot of discrimination toward Asians, and my grandmother's Filipino, and so she faced a lot of struggles just to compete and train. She would go to certain pools, and they would empty it out after she used it, or she was only able to use it during certain times. So that was really, really tough. She went through a lot just to get to the Olympics. But she did, and she performed well. And my grandfather, his most famous quote about my grandmother is the first time he set eyes on her, he said she had gold written all over her. Their coaching and diving relationship turned into love, and they ended up being married. And she's a really inspirational lady. Plenty of children's books are written about her. My family is currently trying to get all the film together and make a documentary on her. Super, super beautiful and an inspirational lady.
You know, she really is. As a matter of fact, you told me the story the first time on the air. It was probably about 6-7 months ago. And then over the summer, with the Olympic Games being played in Japan, and a lot of focus on some of the renewed struggle that the Asian community was going through over the summer, Google honored your grandma. And lo and behold, I don't know if you knew it was coming up. I certainly didn't, and I was just online one day, and hey, who is this? Boom, clicked on it, and there was the story of your grandma. She was the Google Doodle of the day.
Yeah. It was awesome. All my friends and family reached out and on Facebook and saw it. It was really cool. I actually did not know it was coming. My family did. My uncles did. They didn't tell me, but I didn't know it was coming either. So that was really cool.
And then, like you said, coming up, they're working on a documentary series. It's what a story, because like you said, not only did they blaze the trail. Your grandmother was the first American woman to double gold, the first Asian American woman to get a gold, but struggled to find training facilities and struggled against hatred that had to make it real tough. But she and her coach and future husband really did blaze that trail, and gosh, what an absolutely amazing story. Now, her name is Vicki Draves, if anybody wants to look it up, Vicki, Vicki Draves. Just a beautiful story for your family and for American athletics. Hey, Nolan, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate everything that you're doing at SCVi with athletics. Again, gosh, can't imagine coordinating from Pee-wee to elementary to middle school to high school CIF sports at SCVi Charter School. We thank you for joining us. Go Stallions.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much, Matt.
Nolan, happy Thanksgiving. You have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
You too. Bye.
Y'all stay tuned. Big T is coming up. He's got lots of laughs and a little bit of trivia. You stand by. This is SCVi and iLead Schools' Eye on the Valley. I am your host, Matt Watson. We'll be right back on your hometown station, KHTS.
Why did Mercedes-Benz of Valencia win the Dealer of Excellence Award in 2019?
Because we strive to provide the most outstanding sales experience.
Mercedes-Benz of Valencia COO Chris Paz.
We know you have high expectations. Our stellar team will meet and exceed your expectations. That's why we were named Mercedes Best of the Best, placing us in the top 10% of all Mercedes dealers nationwide.
Find out how you can lease a new Mercedes for unbelievably low monthly payments. Details at mbzvalencia.com.
No doubt about it, LA is an awesome place to live. But even while living in the land of beaches and mountains, it's safe to say that we could all use a real vacation right about now. One where you don't have to stop for gas, cook your own meals, or strip your own sheets. Lucky for us, Princess Cruises has a port right here in LA. Now, for a limited time, LA residents can sail with Princess from just $89 per day to the beaches of Mexico, the tropics of Hawaii, or cruise along the California coast without getting stuck in traffic. That's right, just $89 per day. And while these great destinations aren't going anywhere, these deals won't be around forever. So visit princess.com, call 1-800-PRINCESS, or contact your travel advisor to book your cruise today. Set sail with LA's cruise line, Princess Cruises. Terms and restrictions apply. Promotional pricing ends November 30th, 2021. Ships are Bermudan and British registry. Before booking, consult the CDC website at www.cdc.gov.
Save water and save money. SCV Water wants to help you find your fit and take advantage of conservation rebate programs that will help you save. Water your landscape more efficiently. Replace your lawn with water-wise plants. Conduct free in-home water surveys. Cover your swimming pool and more. Find the programs that fit your needs and start saving today. Visit conserve.yourscvwater.com to learn more.
That's conserve.yourscvwater.com.
This holiday music is brought to you by Providence Holy Cross Medical Center, your community health partner. To learn more about our award-winning care, call 1-888-HEALING or visit us on the web at providence.org.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 on the AM side. This is SCVi and iLead Schools' Eye on the Valley. I am your host, Matt Watson, and I am joined now by the lovely producer, Sarah. Sarah, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Matt.
You put together a great show today. Thanks so much. This has been so much fun. But now it is time for everybody's favorite mouth breather, Big T. It is Big T's 5 Minutes of Fame. Big T, y'all know Big T. He's a longtime resident and leader in the Santa Clarita Valley. He is an executive and a philanthropist. He is an amazing father, husband, and community leader. Yes, be jealous. He is a guy with a great head of hair on both ears. Here he is, Mom's favorite, Big T. Welcome to the show.
Wow, that's a rough crowd, Maddie.
Well, you know what? Tori told me this morning that I came in a little snarky, so I don't know. Maybe it was something in my coffee.
Don't be hating on the asthmatics. We're a protected class.
I did not realize that. I'll have to back off. All righty. All right, so you've got some trivia. You've got some fun facts for us. For our friends at home, let me explain the rules. When Big T throws out a question, we all need to hit our buzzer. Patty, Sarah, and I will be competing because Patty and Maddie sound so similar. I'm going to go by, I don't know, Frogger. We'll do that. So then we buzz in by saying our names. But y'all playing at home, you've got an advantage. Skip the buzzer and just shout out the answer, and you'll be able to beat us to the punch. Make sure you're keeping your own score. I'll keep score here in the studio. So, Big T, what do you got for us, brother man?
So I'll kick us off with a little topical fun fact. You know, we got Thanksgiving coming up this weekend, and you know, there's rumors that Abe Lincoln, you know, pardoned a turkey back in his day.
You're talking about Abraham Lincoln, not our current Secretary of State, Antony Blinken.
Correct.
Because, you know, I never understood why that guy didn't go by his first initial. If my name was Antony Blinken, you better believe I would be going by A and be Abe Lincoln. Anyways, so what did Abe Lincoln do?
Patty, wait for it, Patty. So there's rumors that Abe Lincoln and JFK had pardoned turkeys back in the day, but it officially didn't become a Thanksgiving tradition until Reagan did it back in the 80s, where now we have presidents that pardon turkeys every single year.
Oh, Ronald Reagan, that's the compassionate conservatism.
Right, but you know, I have heard a little bit of a rumor about this tradition, though. Given the approval rating of our last two presidents, I've heard that the turkeys are going to start pardoning the presidents.
Oh! I love that. You know, I think it was his second term in office. President Obama actually pardoned me on Thanksgiving.
Did he?
He did.
Did he? All righty. So what's the traditional color of a Venetian gondola?
Frogger.
Frogger.
I think the black one.
Always bet on black.
Yes, all right.
What dance was described in the song A Graveyard Smash?
Sarah.
Sarah.
Frogger.
The mash.
The Monster Mash. Yeah.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah,
there we go. Yeah.
In 1862, what became the world's first national park?
Sarah.
Oh, Frogger.
Sarah.
Yosemite.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Yellowstone.
Correct. Sarah, you know you're watching that TV show on Paramount, aren't you?
No, I've heard about it, though.
Oh, Sarah, I've got them all DVR'd, the first 4 seasons. We got to watch. Oh, great show.
What relation is Scrappy-Doo to Scooby-Doo?
Patty.
Oh.
Patty, of course. Go ahead.
Scrappy is the nephew to Scooby-Doo.
He is his nephew. What NC2A college basketball coach's winning percentage is the highest of all time?
Frogger.
Patty.
Frogger.
I'm going with Mike Krzyzewski.
Coach K is correct.
All right.
Krzyzewski.
Oh, okay. No, it starts with a K.
I know.
What term do the Brits use for a diaper?
Sarah.
Oh.
Sarah.
A nappy.
A nappy's correct. Who was the first person to sign the Declaration of Independence?
Frogger.
Frogger.
That would be John Hancock.
That is John Hancock, correct.
Fun fact, there's actually a myth that John Hancock signed his name so big because he wanted King George to make sure that he was, that he could read it and all this bold and patriotic. No, he just thought we were all signing big, and everybody else was like, who's this guy?
Right? Let him get the blame.
Right, exactly. I'm just going to put my initials.
What's the wobbly red piece of flesh that hangs down on a turkey's neck called?
Ooh, Sarah?
Oh.
Sarah.
Gobbler?
Incorrect.
Frogger.
I
think it's called the Candace Bergen.
Oh.
Ouch. Incorrect.
No?
Anybody else?
Oh, I don't remember. It's going to hit me.
It's a waddle. It's a waddle.
A waddle?
That's what it's called.
Waddle,
That's the official name. See, you learn something new every day, Patty. How do the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade and the America's Thanksgiving Parade both end?
Sarah?
Sarah?
Santa Claus.
With an appearance from Santa Claus. Kicks off the season, right? Oh, isn't that nice? A little bit of a fun fact, Matt. You know, the very first Macy's Day Parade, it actually didn't have balloons. They used live animals from the New York Zoo. And they actually had live elephants, bears, monkeys, and lions.
How'd they get them to float?
That's what I was going to say. You know why that changed? Because those bears were scared of heights.
Right. And those giraffes sucking on all that helium, it was just no good.
Can you imagine, though, if you're in one of those downtown apartments, there's live animals the first year, and then the second year you got this big old monkey floating by your window?
10 times actual size, yeah. Wow, those animals are big this year.
That'd be great. What state raises the most turkeys?
Frogger.
I
think I know this one. I think it's West Virginia.
Incorrect.
Ah, nuts. I don't know that one.
Oh, boy.
Sarah, Patty?
Patty?
I'm going to make... Oh, go, Patty, go.
California, because it's a big state?
No, incorrect.
Okay.
Midwest.
Sarah.
Okay.
I will say Ohio.
Close. Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
Minnesota. What meat did Native Americans bring to the first Thanksgiving dinner?
Frogger. Pheasant.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Sarah.
Yes,
I'm
dear.
guess venison.
That is correct.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Venison.
Come on, Sarah. Act like you've been there.
Oh, wait a minute. What was that?
You were shocked that you got it right.
That was a me move right there.
You didn't hear when you said Sarah, you didn't hear me say yes, dear?
I see what he did there.
I heard it, but you know who? You know, more importantly, who else heard it?
Yeah, the Grobro.
The Grobro's going to be on you, Big T.
He's putting hands on me.
Yep.
What two NFL teams are staples on Thanksgiving Day?
Patty.
Frogger.
Patty, then Frogger.
Cowboys and the Lions.
That is correct.
Speaking of Staples, Tony, did you hear they're renaming Staples Center?
Yes, I did.
Oh, jeez. It's going to be the Crypt.
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay.
Same people inside, but don't worry.
Aptly named for the Lakers.
Yeah. Defense, yeah.
That's a good call, Patty.
Thank you.
So our previous guest mentioned this. Where do the San Diego State's Aztecs play their football games right now?
Frogger.
Because
I'm an active listener, I know that's Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego.
That's where they used to play. Where are they playing them right now? Qualcomm got torn down.
Yeah, I was about to say. I knew that.
And I came in all cocky. So where do they play, Patty?
I don't know. I don't know. But when you said Qualcomm, I was like, no, that's not there anymore. I don't know.
StubHub.
Oh, StubHub.
That's a long drive.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Speaking of college football, what inner-city college rivalry schools are separated by only 12 miles?
Patty.
Patty, then Frogger.
UCLA and USC.
That is correct. Who's USC's football coach right now?
That guy over there.
Right.
Not Clay Helton.
Right. Frogger. Ed Ogeron.
Incorrect.
If you know college football, that was kind of funny.
Sure. Anybody?
I don't know.
Dante Williams.
Yeah, there we go. Wasn't he their offensive coordinator?
Yeah, that guy over there.
It was that guy over there. That's what I said. That guy over there.
Okay, that's funny, Patty.
I believe he was the DB coach. So,
all right.
Between that rivalry, what team has won the most games?
Frogger.
Frogger.
I think it's USC, and I don't even think it's close.
46-32.
That's why I didn't answer.
Right. What do the schools do to their statues or their mascots on campus this week?
Frogger.
They
wrapped them to prevent vandalism.
Correct. They cover them up and they guard them.
Yeah.
Who's the greatest quarterback to ever play at UCLA?
Patty.
Frogger.
Patty, then Frogger?
Troy Aikman.
Okay, Frogger.
Gary Beeben.
Yep, you're both correct.
All right.
A female alligator is properly known by which name?
Frogger.
Patty?
Frogger.
Cheryl.
No.
Allie?
But Cheryl's going to put hands on you when you hear the
Yes,
answer.
she is, and she played rugby too.
Yes. Patty, what was your answer? I'm sorry.
Allie.
Allie.
Allie the alligator.
Okay.
Got anything, Sarah?
Whatever she wants you to call her.
Darn right.
That's a good call.
That's a good answer.
Cow.
A cow.
A cow.
All right.
Yes.
Huh.
Oh, that's
And-
no wonder they're going to be grouchy.
Where on the human body would you normally find a planter's wart?
Frogger.
Frogger.
Right here on me foot.
On your foot. What 4 states make up the Four Corners Monument?
Frogger.
Frogger.
All right, this is Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado.
Correct. Nice
Boom
pull,
goes the
Frogger.
dynamite.
What city named band sold more than 10 million copies of its debut album? So it's named after a city.
Frogger.
Sarah?
Frogger.
I'm going Boston.
Boston's correct.
Yeah, is that what you had, producer Sarah?
No, I was going to guess Chicago.
Oh, I thought you were going Springfield.
But I'm bummed.
What state's primary kicks off the presidential election?
Sarah?
And then Frogger.
Sarah.
New Hampshire. Oh, no, that's wrong.
Correct.
It's wrong because she
Frogger?
knows it's Iowa.
Yep.
Iowa is correct.
Iowa
All right, Patty, hand on your buzzer. Hand on your buzzer, Patty.
Yes, sir.
What 3 flavors are in Neapolitan ice cream?
Patty.
Frogger.
Sarah?
Oh, jeez.
Patty.
Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry.
That is correct. Who was the first American to win the Tour de France?
Frogger.
Frogger.
I'm going to go with the only one I know, Lance Armstrong.
Incorrect.
Yeah, that's the only one I knew too.
Greg LeMond.
Oh. And he even had a French name. That's right.
Yep. How many home runs did Barry Bonds hit in 2001 to break the record?
Sarah?
Sarah?
To break the record, 72. I think he hit more than that, though.
He hit more than that.
Okay.
So I was going to go with 0 because I disqualify all of them because my man was roided up to his ears.
Steroids.
Patty, you got anything?
No, I don't.
73.
Hey, that's my football number.
Which actor directed himself to an Oscar in the movie Life is Beautiful?
Frogger.
Frogger.
Oh. The Italian guy. It was beautiful.
Buongiorno, Principessa.
Yeah, I can't remember. Hit it quick.
Sarah? Anybody?
I don't remember his name. I can see his face.
Roberto Benigni.
Roberto Benigni. Big T, that's all. We've got to wrap it up. Let's check the scores. Frogger pulled away at the end. Patty and Sarah were almost neck and neck, though. It's always fun having you pop by. Thanks, Big T. I'd like to thank Matt Nelson, CEO of Boys and Girls Club of Santa Clarita, Brittany Appleton, and Steve Ruys from College of the Canyons, Nolan Draves, Athletic Director at SCVi Charter School, Big T, Producer Sarah, Engineer Patty, and thank you for listening. Join us again next week and every week from 8 to 10 a.m. I'm Matt Watson, and this is SCVi and iLead Charter School's Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.